Hey guys, welcome to my channel. So this one is going to be another continuation of my Shanda and Paul coverage, these clips from the incident report. So this one is going to be the statement by Adam VanderArk. He is Shanda's ex-husband, the one that she was married to when this all happened, but he was living with his parents because he had a stroke. She couldn't take care of him. So then he ended up divorcing her before Adam died, because then Adam ended up dying like that year after, but he had divorced her after this happened. So yeah, the first one is going to be Adam's, and then the second one's going to be the interview with G, their youngest son, well, Shanda's youngest son, and his only son. Alrighty, let's get to reading here. Here it is. Detective Piesk and I conducted an interview with Adam VanderArk at blank. Adam is recovering from a stroke that occurred in January 2022 and is currently residing with his parents. Adam consented to an interview and appeared to be cognitively healthy and aware. Adam did not have any issues communicating with detectives, nor did he have issues forming sentences. Statement, Adam VanderArk. Adam advised he and Shanda met online and have been married for about 12 years. Adam advised he eventually moved to Oklahoma to live with Shanda. At this time, Shanda had supervised custody visits of her children due to sexual allegations involving two of her children. The allegations consisted of child CSC. The case was unfounded in Oklahoma. Hold on a second. What would that be? I want to look up something. Oh, is that what it is? Okay. Wow. Okay, thank you, Sean. Or Shane, sorry. Thank you, Shane. Okay, so Adam advised Shanda was very affectionate toward her children. Adam advised that physical affection often seemed inappropriate, such as having the preteen boy sit on her lap or long hugging. Huh, interesting. Very interesting. Wow. Adam advised shortly after their son blank was born, Adam and Shanda decided to move back to Michigan. There you go. Remember how we were like, we know it's Adam's son, but there was something that kept confusing us because of Paul, when he was asked during the trial if if his younger brother, G, I think they called him on the trial, right, was Adam's son. And he said no, remember? And it confused us because we're like, wait, dude, how is that not his son? I think he just misheard the question. So they moved back to Michigan. Shanda left the other children in care of their biological father, who had custody of them. Adam advised Timothy moved in with them May of 2021, after Timothy's biological father contacted Shanda. Timothy's father advised he could no longer handle Timothy and threatened to place Timothy in foster care if Shanda and Adam did not take him. God, I wish they would have just put him in foster care. Dang it. Oh, Adam advised Timothy was blank old when he moved in with them. Adam advised Timothy did not exhibit any behavior issues out of the ordinary for a teenage boy. There you go. Adam advised Timothy would sneak food at odd hours in the early morning. Adam advised he never observed any physical altercations between Paul and Timothy, but they would occasionally argue. Adam advised the only surveillance camera he was aware of in the home was located under Timothy's bed where his desk was. The camera was placed in a fashion to observe Timothy while he was doing schoolwork. Adam advised the only form of surveillance they used for Timothy was a video baby monitor. This monitor was used for Timothy when he was still a baby to ensure his safety mobility. Adam advised Timothy never exhibited any behavioral issues, nor did he ever undress and walk. Oh, that's not Timothy, sorry. That has to be the youngest. Sorry, guys, because like most of these are all, it's either between the two sons when they black it out. And since I'm reading it as I'm going, it's, sorry if I say the wrong name. But this, so he's saying, wait, so she's lying about that even? Because it has to be G. Because she claimed that the reason they got the cameras is because G would undress and walk around the house. He's saying that he never exhibited any behavior issues, nor did he ever undress and walk around the house. Okay, I want to cut in here. So I just want to reread this part where it says, Adam advised the only form of surveillance they used for G was a video baby monitor. The monitor was used for G when he was still a baby to ensure his safety mobility. Adam advised G never exhibited any behavioral issues, nor did he ever undress and walk around the house. Liar, Shanda, liar. Adam advised he was unaware of any locks being attached to the refrigerator or chest freezer. Adam advised he was unaware of the shackles located in the basement near Timothy's bed. Adam advised he would not have condoned the use of any physical discipline. Adam advised discipline in the home for the boys consisted of sitting in their rooms for a time out. Adam advised he was aware Timothy had bladder issues and would wear an adult brief. Adam advised the last time he saw Timothy was about 4 months ago. Adam advised Timothy appeared healthy and did not appear to be malnourished. Adam advised when he was living at home, the residence was always clean and tidy, as he was usually in charge of the household chores. Wow, because you saw how disgusting it was. Oh my God, that house, because they showed pictures in trial and we went over them. And even in that body cam we saw it, it was bad, man. Or even when Paul does his TikToks, you could see some of it. Anyway. Okay, so a lot of people were asking about, what's up with Adam now? Well, after this all happened, he'd ended up divorcing Shanda, but then he died. So I wanted to read this to you. This is his obituary. It says, VanderArk Adam, 7/24/73. So he died February 8th, 23. So this would have been, this whole thing happened in July 6th of 22. So not even a year later, he dies. He was 49. He was welcomed home by his Lord on February 8th after a brief battle with leukemia. Adam's life was defined by long suffering tempered by hope, partially because of his physical disabilities, but also because of his sports fandoms. While his own forays into wheelchair basketball and softball and his voracious love of the Michigan Wolverines provided both disappointment and elation, nothing epitomized his balance of realism with relentless optimism, like his lifetime love of the Chicago Cubs. The Cubs' 2016 World Series championship and the celebration party in Chicago were highlights of his life. This reliance on hope meant that Adam saw the good in people. This, in addition to his strength of spirit, unshakable faith, and quick sense of humor, made him an inspiration to those who knew him. God gave him as a miraculous gift to his parents, Stephen and Don, a daddy to the joy of his life, Gabriel, as a dear brother to Heather and Christian, Altina, and uncle to their children, Seth, Elijah, Ella, and Sophie. He will also be especially missed by longtime friends Richard Stratton and Holly Walton. His hope in this life has been fulfilled. No more night, no more pain, no more tears, never crying again. Praises to the great I Am. We will live in the light of the rising Lamb. Following a private interment, a celebration of Adam's life will be held at a later time. In lieu of flowers, donations can be made to Gabriel VanderArk Education Fund. Okay, so this next one is an interview with G, Shanda's youngest kid. He was 7 years old when it happened, so this is Adam and Shanda's son. So it would be Paul's half-brother and Timothy's half-brother. All right, so here it is. Forensic interview. We scheduled an emergency forensic interview at the CA Council of Muskegon for blank. The interviewer was Rachel McGenhill. Myself and CPS caseworker Chloe Silver were present for the interview. It was determined blank was able to follow the rules of the forensic interviewing protocol. The entire interview was audio and visually recorded and will be on file at NSPD. The following is a summary of the interview. G said his brother is a bad boy. Timothy is only allowed to eat plain bread, plain wet bread, hot sauce, or hot sauce on bread. Ugh. Dang it. Mama got motion detectors and cameras to stop Timothy from eating and drinking and from sneaking upstairs to get food. Timothy gets punished for sneaking food and water and for talking to blank. So yeah, he gets punishments including a dose of hot sauce. He also has to go in timeout. When he is in timeout, his mama gives Timothy a little bit of water, but mama makes him dump most of it out. That's crazy though. So he is aware of all of this because you know how she's trying to like hide everything from him or whatever, supposedly. But so this is G saying this. So when he is in timeout, his mama gives Timothy a little bit of water, but mama makes him dump most of it out. So it says, G stood up and showed us Timothy's timeout pose. He faced the wall and put his hands behind his head. He said Timothy has to do this in his small room. Timothy also has to go in his small room for punishment. G said Timothy is not allowed to sleep in his bed anymore because he got in trouble. Now he sleeps in the small room. G said the small room is downstairs. There are no lights and the roof is diagonal. G was describing the small closet room at the bottom of the stairs to the bottom level on the north wall. G said Timothy is only allowed to have his bed in the small room. G also said Mama has put leg and arm cuffs on Timothy before today, and she uses them anytime she wants. G stated Mama is the only one allowed to give Timothy punishments. Paul gets really angry at Timothy, and it scares Timothy and... it scares Timothy and G when Paul gets angry. But Paul is not in charge unless Mama is at work. Paul has to ask Mama permission to give Timothy punishments. G said he thinks some of their punishments made Timothy die. Dude, this poor kid is going to need a lot of therapy. Dang it. Oh, I know. I see that from my niece. It's so crazy. I'll tell my mom, Mom, because she'll say something like, Mom, don't, like certain things. And I'm like, she is paying attention to everything. Like, they absorb. They're like little sponges, dude. You don't even think that they're listening. Like, she might be like, oh, you think she's watching her Blippy or playing with her dolls, but yet she absorbed everything we were saying. It's crazy. And I know parents out there, you guys probably don't know that. But remember, I don't have any kids, so like, I'm really seeing it from my niece. Where are we at? G said he thinks some of their made Timothy die. Like, this 7-year-old, I mean, can you just imagine, though, like, what kind of damage that's going to do? Like, not fully understanding what that means and not really understanding the concept of murder, like, which he will when he gets older. So, like, can you imagine right now not really making sense? Like, wow, these punishments, my mom did these punishments to my brother that made him die. But then, like, getting older and realizing that my mom is, like, a murderer. Like, she murdered my brother. And just coming to terms with that. Can you just imagine? I mean, I can't. I can't even put myself in his place. I mean, a lot of us can't because this isn't, like, a normal thing. There's a lot of murders, but for a kid to... have witnessed it, it's not like going to be a common thing on how to like deal with it. And I can't even imagine. Okay, so where are we at? When asked if he talked to his mama about Timothy dying, he started to say he is not supposed to talk about Timothy dying. He said he does not want to talk about the bad thing with Timothy. He did not want to talk about Timothy and Mama, or maybe it's Paul and Mama. I don't know what this is right here, but he only wanted to talk about himself and Mama. After the interview, we spoke with Blank's grandmother, who brought Blank to the interview. It's probably G. Yeah, shoot, the phone's ringing. Hold on. All right, so she said Timothy used to sneak food, so Shanda set rules that he could only eat when she made him. She makes him 3 meals a day, and that is it. See, that's not true. So she probably, of course, lied to G. He was like, oh, yeah, he gets 3 meals a day, when we know he didn't get 3 meals a day. She admitted the meals are very bland. She also said Shanda doesn't always have time to cook for them, so he does, or for Timothy, so he doesn't eat. If Shanda is not home, Paul refuses to make Timothy food. So we know G's the witness of what goes on when Shanda's not home. And you know, kids don't lie. I mean, they do, but you know what I'm saying? They don't have, like, he wouldn't even know a purpose to be like, oh, I gotta say this or I have to say that. So for the most part, they don't lie. I know kids have, like, they're storytellers. They can have imaginations and tell stories in that sense. But for something like this, he wouldn't purposely lie because for some kind of motive or like, oh, I can't do this because I don't want to get her in trouble or I shouldn't say this. They're just going to like be honest about it, right? So the fact that she says, okay, so Paul refuses to make Timothy food, which I guess we did know that anyway, but let's see what else he says. Dang, I wish there was more.
I came from the mud. There's dirt on my hands. Strong like a tree. There's roots where I stand. Oh, I've been running from the law. Hope they won't shoot me down soon. They sing on a sleepless night. Try to catch me howling at the moon.